In a novel by this author, Edward Ferrars and Colonel Brandon marry Eleanor and Marianne Dashwood, who represent the title concepts. In another work by this author, Mr. Darcy falls in love with Elizabeth Bennet, despite their preconceived ideas about each other. For 10 points, name this English author of sentimental novels like Emma, Sense and Sensibility, and Pride and Prejudice. And the answer is Jane Austen. The middle section of Baudelaire's Les Fleurs du Mal is titled for this substance. In a novel partially titled for this substance, Leo attempts to build a happiness machine and Douglas Spalding spends his summers in Greentown. Omar Khayyam's The Rubaiyat famously proclaims the need for a jug of this, a loaf of bread, and thou. For 10 points, name this substance, a dandelion variety of which titles a Ray Bradbury novel. And the answer is wine. In this novel, the protagonist attacks Phil Connor, his wife Ona's boss, and a small child is locked in a factory and eaten by rats. The Lithuanian immigrant Jurgis Rudkis attempts to support his family and ultimately becomes a socialist in this muckraking novel. For 10 points, name this Upton Sinclair novel about the horrors of the Chicago meatpacking industry. And the answer is The Jungle. A satirical work of this type by Ambrose Bierce claims that the French eat more bread than anyone else because only they know how to make wheat palatable. An American work of this type used 26 languages to establish etymologies and was written by Noah Webster. Lexicographers create, for 10 points, what books that provide the pronunciations and definitions of words? And the answer is Dictionaries. This character is introduced by Stamford and discovers that the mysterious Red-Headed League is a cover for a plot to rob a bank. This character apparently dies in a scuffle at the Reichenbach Falls with his nemesis, Professor Moriarty. For 10 points, name this detective created by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle who resides at 221B Baker Street with John Watson. And the answer is Sherlock Holmes. In this work, David Gammett tries to teach beavers to sing psalms, and Hayward pretends to be a medicine man so he can rescue Alice. Cora Munro is captured by Magua, who kills Uncas during a failed rescue attempt by Chingachgook and Natty Bumppo, who is also known as Hawkeye. For 10 points, identify this second novel in the Leatherstocking Tales, a work by James Fenimore Cooper about the final member of a Native American tribe. And the answer is The Last of the Mohicans. This author wrote about Peter, Martin, and Jack each inheriting a coat in Tale of a Tub, and he satirically suggested that starving Irish children should be sold as food. This man described a conflict over whether eggs should be broken on the big or little end in another work, in which the title Doctor is tiny in the land of Brobdingnag and a giant in Lilliput. For 10 points, identify this author of A Modest Proposal and Gulliver's Travels. And the answer is Jonathan Swift. This author wrote about two acquaintances of Tiny Cooper in collaboration with David Levithan, and in one of this man's novels, a pair of characters leave blue M's and fish at the homes of their enemies. One of this author's protagonists has dated 19 girls with the same name, and another meets Augustus Waters through a cancer support group. For 10 points, name this co-author of Will Grayson, who also wrote An Abundance of Catherines and The Fault in Our Stars. And the answer is John Michael Green. This author called Indira Gandhi the widow in a work that features the brass monkey, Shiva, and a boy with an enormous nose. In another work by this author, Bollywood star Gibreel Farishta has a dream about a series of entries temporarily added to the Quran. Ayatollah Khomeini ordered a fatwa on this author for that controversial novel, The Satanic Verses. For 10 points, name this Indian English author of Midnight's Children. And the answer is Sir Salman Rushdie. In this work, Heck Tate orders the shooting of Tim Johnson, and the protagonist discusses entailment to calm down Walter Cunningham's father. This novel's narrator frightens Calpurnia by sitting in a balcony with Dill to watch her father defend Tom Robinson against the Ewells. Atticus Finch appears in, for 10 points, what novel about Jem and Scout written by Harper Lee? And the answer is To Kill a Mockingbird.